Hey, it's me, TB, and today I'm going to be giving you my winter TBR since winter runs from like December 21st to March sometime. So these are the books I'm going to be reading, hopefully, from like basically January, February, and March, because December is basically consumed by my reindeer readathon TBR, which I shall link down below. So yes, this is going to be basically, what the fuck am I saying? I don't know. Just, one, I'm going to try and like finish off my TBRs I didn't finish in like previous readathons. Two, I'm going to be trying to like read like my older books that I have, so I can like decide whether or not I actually want to keep them or not, or like get rid of them, because I went through and like got rid of a few books. So I'm just going to like read my older books to like if I still like them, if I hate them now, like how that's gonna go. So yeah, right off the bat, there's Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. I haven't read the first book, but it's part of like my group chat read along. It's gonna be like January and February. March is gonna be like the first book in the Six of Crows duology. So yeah, there's gonna be like guaranteed reads, hopefully, if I like book one, which I'm sure I will, because my standards aren't that high apparently, because I had to like make up a list of like my worst reads of 2019, and everything was pretty highly rated, so it was like really hard to find like bad books, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be like the middle book and the last book in a trilogy. Hopefully it's good. Next up is two books from my 5-star predictions video, and that's Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is a reread, and Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I never read this before, and it's still like a 5-star read prediction because of how many people liked it. So there we go. This is about a young girl that is brought into a school for assassins, and basically our main character Nona is just very violent apparently, or something like that. So yeah, basically gonna be like a tiny little killer. Yeah. Frankenstein. So this guy named Victor Frankenstein. He wants to make a monster because he trying to like find a way to like beat death. He succeeds, and then shit happens. Next up is the books that have been in previous readathons that I haven't gotten around to, but by Charlotte Bronte. I might get on this one in the last few weeks of December because I don't know what I'm bringing with me when I go on vacation to like back home for like college or whatever. So this might go with me. I might finish it then. I don't know. It's like 500 pages, so it's a fucking lot. I might get around to this. I don't know. I've explained this book so many times now, I'm not going to bother anymore. Just go watch my old TBRs and you'll find this somewhere. Next up is Shade's Children by Garth Nix. This is a reread for me because I read this book originally in like middle school, I think. So yeah, this is a book about like a dystopia where like children are all killed when they really hit 14, so there aren't any adults or anything. It's just like children, like very young children, and that's about it. So this follows like group of kids who are like, I think, protected by like some machine or like some person, maybe. I'm pretty sure it's a machine, but it might be a person, who fucking knows. And who is called Shade, and he's like trying to guide them to like fight against the bad people that are trying to kill the kids. I remember if it's like robotic people, like a robotic takeover. I have no idea. I remember that kids get killed, and that's about it. This book is like 350 pages-ish, so yeah. Next up is Psychotropics by Dorian Box. I think this is my Spookathon TBR and I just didn't get around to it. So this book is about a guy that goes, I think, back to his high school reunion or something like that, and then shit hits the fan because like a secret from his past is about to get released, and he's like hiring a group of people to like stop the secret from getting out or something like that. I got this as like an arc in like 2015, haven't gotten around to it yet because I'm a trash, so I should probably get around to it at some point. Apparently the author is coming out with like a new book fairly recently, according to his website. So this book is like close to 500 pages too, I think. So yeah, no idea what to like really expect from it, but I do want to read it because it's been sitting on my shelf for like close to 5 years now, so I should probably get around to it sooner rather than later. Then next is Say What You Will. I think it's on a TBR at some point. I might be wrong, but I think it was because it was on my TBR section of my shelf. I think it's basically about two like teens that are in love. Don't want to admit it to each other because like little blurb or something, whatever you want to call it, says they told each other everything except what matters most. It's like a YA contemporary, so obviously it's about love. I've had like mixture of like romantic contemporary stuff recently, so maybe I'll love it, maybe I hate it. It's sitting on my shelf for like years now, so it needs to either like stay or go. So let's find out. Now for books that haven't been on my TBR, but are like older books that I've owned for a long time. I have The Half-Life of Molly Pierce. I used this in like a recent history of my bookshelf video. And like I had no idea what it's about, or not I still liked it. I remember really liking it, but I don't know if it's gonna hold up for me. So I'm gonna reread it and just see what it's about. It's about this girl that realizes that she's living like a secret life her whole life because she likes something like, I guess her personality is like being like blocked out for something or like something. She finds this out because she like hits a guy with her car, like his motorcycle runs into her and he dies, and it calls her like a different name. It like triggers memories for her. So yeah, I read this like one day originally, like years ago. So I hope I still like it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows? Another reread that I want to do is Hate List by Jennifer Brown. I read this in like 8th grade because I remember reading it in my like physical science class. This is about a couple that makes a list of people that they hate, and then the boyfriend shoots up the school and kills all the people on the list. The girl didn't like participate in it, but she's still like seen as guilty because she helped make the list. And yeah, I don't know much about it. I remember like a lot about it. Like I don't remember a lot of the like major plot points, but I remember liking it a lot. So hopefully it holds up. I don't know if the author has like made any other books recently, but I might check those out if I like this. Who knows? So this is like 400 pages, I think. Yeah, like 400 pages, so I didn't say that. Next up, I want to reread a series. That's The Fallen series by Lauren Kate. This series back in like middle school because the last book came out in like 2012, and that would have been like the year I started high school, I think. So I want to read this series. I haven't read it in like, God, like 8 years now, so close to a fucking decade. Holy shit, oh my god. But I just want to read it because I can see if it holds up. I guess if I still like it. If I don't like it, I might get rid of them. I say I might because I really like this series. It's like a very important like spot in my life. So I just don't want to get rid of them. But if it like comes around to it, I will. But I don't want to. I'm gonna read them just to see how it holds up. Hopefully it holds up well. Yeah. I remember the basic like outlines of the plot. I remember like the major plot points. It's only like book 1. They're like 5 books. One's like a novella thing. So I don't know if I'll read them all like one go. I read them like sprout through like 3 months, like the whole year, who knows. But yeah, I want to read the series. This is about a girl named Luce. I like calling her Luce. I think her full name is like Lucinda, but I was calling her Luce. Maybe you're supposed to pronounce her name like Lucy, but I always said Luce because it's like Luce. So I just say Luce, whatever. And she goes to like this boarding school because she is like seen as guilty for like killing her boyfriend because he burst into flames when they kissed. And she was like this like boarding school for like delinquents or whatever. And she like finds this like hot guy because it's like a paranormal romance. And then she like wants to fuck him immediately. Shit happens, and he's like, and they find out that Daniel is like a half angel or like a fallen angel or like some shit. Who the fuck knows? Whatever. I don't remember jack shit. But and they're like in a forbidden romance that has spanned history. That's all I really need to know about it. I might have spoiled the entire book for you. I don't remember anymore. I remember like the basic plot line. I don't remember anything that happens in the book besides like a death or two. That's like about it. I remember fucking anything else. But I do want to read it. So yeah. Now on to books that I have never read, but I've owned them for a very long time. Because I like fucked them like split up in 2 sections. Who knows? Whatever. First is Triangles by Ellen Hopkins. I've owned this book for a long time because I have owned like almost everything Ellen has ever published. Never read it. So I want to read it because this is like one of her first adult verse books. So it's like written in poetry kind of, but it's like a narrative format. So like there's like an overwhelming plot, but it's like written in verse. Does that make sense? So it's not like actually like 500 pages, like closer to like 250 maybe or something like that, because it's not as long as you would think it is. I read like impulse in like a day. so they're not as long as they look, I guess. So Triangles is about these three women who are like going through different phases in their life. There's Holly, that is like having extramarital affairs, and there is Andrea, who is like trying to take Holly's husband because, you know, if Holly doesn't want him anymore, why can't Andrea have him? And then there is Marissa, who has a daughter that's dying, a gay son, and a husband who doesn't come home anymore because he's burying himself at work. And I just want to read this because I'm just fucking curious, you know. I like it as much as I like her other books, but I think I've rated everything I've ever read by her pretty highly, so hopefully I like it. Next is Thin Ice by Compton Mackenzie. This is like a gay lit book that was published in like in the 1950s, I think. Compton Mackenzie wrote a lot of books throughout his life. I think he was born in like 1883 and he died in 1972. So he lived a very long life and he published a lot of books, but he's just not talked about as much. And this follows like two guys that are meet at Oxford, and they like kind of follow each other throughout life, and they're not in love because, you know, old books. It's basically pretty fucking gay. That's all I need to know about it. Follows their life from like when they met in Oxford to like when they, I guess, die, like fall apart after World War II. So it follows like a majority of their lives, I'm pretty sure. So I guess it's just like following two guys' lives who like have like were like in love at one point, maybe they're not anymore. I don't know. Everyone's owned this book for a very long time. I just want to like get around to actually reading it, you know. So yeah, this book is like 200 pages, I think. No, it's like 170, 180-ish. So yeah. Next is Splintered by A.G. Howard. This is like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, I'm pretty sure, like, related to it. So it's about this girl named Alyssa, and hear the thoughts of plants and animals, and her mother has ended up in an institution, but, or maybe it's like take inspiration from, because it says here that madness has run in her families ever since her great-great-grandmother Alice Liddell told Lewis Carroll her strange dreams, inspiring his classic Alice in Wonderland. So to break the curse of insanity, Alyssa has to like go and find Wonderland and like help it or fix it or whatever. This is like a trilogy, I think, maybe a quadrilogy or a saga. Do you have like book 1 and I have book 2 in here? So I've owned this for a very long time. I see like whether I like it or I hate it. Never anyone talk about this, so it must not have been a major breakout hit. So I have no idea what it's like or if it's good or not. So I'm just gonna read it and find out. And the final book I want to read at some point during winter is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I've read this book originally like years ago. Remember fucking anything about it. I remember like the vague plot outline. I think I read like the first 20%. Like a month or two ago, just to see if I would like, if I could handle the younger writing, you know, because it is like 10 years old now, probably closer to like 20 now. It's pretty fucking old. I just want to see whether or not I like it. If I can like continue with the series, who knows? This just follows like Percy Jackson, who was like who was a demigod because his dad's Neptune or something like that. Who the fuck knows? And or Poseidon, I guess technically, but the same fucking person. Who cares? And he finds out that he's a demigod and needs to like help his demigod friends find Zeus's missing lightning bolt because someone took it. I remember who took it. Remember like how the plot gets there. So. Who knows? I don't remember fucking anything about this book. And this book is like close to 400 pages, and Splintered is like probably the same. Yeah, it's like 350-ish. So yeah. So these are the books that I plan to reading in the first few months of 2019. Hopefully I get around to it. Will I? Hope so, because my New Year's resolutions involve like reading for like at least an hour or two every day. Will I get like you do that with school coming up? I hope so. But yeah, thank you for watching. And if you liked watching this video, you should subscribe, like it, share it. You know how it be. Just fucking do it and subscribe to me. Because I'm like, this goes to like 200 subs. I want to hit it. So let's fucking go.